Hello people, this is Ryder here to review the Kamen, Gaim, and Wizard, the Faithful Sengoku movie battle, DX Wizard and Double Lockseed set. I'm pretty sure I got the title wrong. But anyways, here is the second portion of the crossover merchandise that was released, as we are actually now crossing into the Legend Rider items of the set. So this actually got split into two because, it's more feasible to release two Lockseeds instead of just dumping four. As I said before, this is the Wizard Lockseed and the Double Lockseed, used respectively by Gaim and Ryder to give them the Wizard arms and Double arms. And I really do like how they handle the 2-pack and such. It's similar to the Lockseed and faceplate sets, but it's just elongated just a bit. And obviously we see the forms right there. I like how the two colors are just meshed together. And as you can see here, this is the official insignias for the Lockseeds, as they have the Typhoon and such. And here they actually just have the Rider symbol of that Rider, which is pretty cool, alongside, it still says Double Lockseed and such, which you can't really catch with the Wizard Lockseed. But actually has, I think, different pictures. Remember the times that these items were actually retail? But yeah, there's actually still, it still just tells you, everything they do, but, they still actually went through the effort to, actually go through, different pictures and such, because this is at least, these pictures are at least the ones at the bottom, but there's at least, 3 different sets. They don't go through that anymore. So here we have the 2 Lockseeds out of the box, like so. Obviously, just taking a look at them, they definitely have their own flair, obviously, because now instead of the traditional Lockseed colors of the traditional silver at the front and the back being black, now they're all cast in this really interesting, just gray, flat gray plastic, which is definitely an interesting choice. However, I think it's fine because the front is where most of the color is, because as you can see from here, Wizard is in a metallic red, even though you can tell it's heavily scuffed up. And then obviously what's interesting about the Legend Rider Lockseeds obviously is that they basically have a interesting side perspective profile of the Rider alongside the name of the Rider on the side. So here obviously it says Kamen Rider Wizard and such. And obviously this one is just flame style. And we got the trans stamp, which this is actually now printed on the, not printed, this is actually molded on the back. And we have a translucent black button right there. All of the Legend Rider Lockseeds have the default style. And then when you open this, the inside is obviously interesting because I really do like what they did. So I really like that here where the fruit slice will be. Instead, it's actually the driver of that Rider. So obviously here we have the Wizard driver, and then down here where the arms weapon would typically be, we actually have the gimmick for that Rider. So obviously here we have the flame style Wizard ring. So turn it on like so. We actually have the activation sound of the Wizard driver, which is pretty cool. Now, I'll say this right away, because of the fact I did get these used, my buttons are not really the best, so this one's weird, because you have to lightly tap it. You can't press it all the way, because it doesn't work for some reason. But anyways, you still technically have invest game sounds, but now, as you heard there, it's the Legend Rider battle game, which obviously works with what the movie was doing. you can't lose. And as you can see, red LED. And then here we have the double Lockseed. If it wants to focus, it's again basically the same to the point the button's the same. It's obviously just now the front is green. Here we have double at the front. Again, I really do like how these are because obviously they're all uniquely molded. And I appreciate the double's neck is actually painted because honestly, Wizard's kind of lost because his neck isn't present and it just seems like he doesn't have a neck at all. And obviously we just get Kamen Rider double. And I really do like what they did with the double Lockseed because this one actually is technically two-tone in a way because this is actually, while this is, the base is green, the inside is clear black with purple. So obviously in here we have the double driver, and then here specifically we have the Joker memory. I kind of wish they had both, but oh well. And again, this just activates like so. Activation. We have the sound of turning the double driver into, like, what do you call this? The back buttons are the same. We got a purple LED. So let's use the two of these within the Sengoku driver. Starting off with obviously Gaim and such. Oh jeez. With Wizard, obviously I have to advise my struggles just because this button is not cooperative, so I have to like kind of be, I have to do like halfway through. I can't fully do it all the way because then it's not going to trigger this, so I'll look into it. Sorry. So there we have the transmission of Gaim Wizard Arms and such. Obviously, to make this tie more into Gaim or, you know, basically whatever riders that use this sound set. The sound, like, you know, the jingle is more in line with, like, you know, Orange, Pine, Ichigo and such, which I really like overall. And I really do like how they're trying to use, like, existing sounds within this series to make it more immersive and such. And I just really like how much color the Legend Rider Lockseeds bring out within the Sengoku driver. Obviously, we have our three standard finisher sounds, however, they're no longer Scotch Ole and Sparking. Oops. I panicked. So that is obviously, I think, the phrase that the Wizard Driver does whenever he does the finisher and such, like the finish strike. And then the, so that's technically the Scotch. Now the Ole. So that one is the spell one, even though I feel like that one's more connected to Flame Dragon, but it works definitely. And like I should bring this up too. I really do like the little additions they've done with the slicing sounds because I do like that it's the Wizard Driver sound instead of just a generic fruit slice. I like that attention to detail. And last but not least, the sparking. and we ended off with the Slash Strike. Like, I'll definitely say it's weird that the Legend Rider Lockseeds, format-wise, are technically in reverse, because you would expect, like, you expect it from, like, you know, you would expect it to be, like, a build-up towards the finishers, but instead they just make, like, the big, like, final finisher, like, the first thing, which is pretty interesting. Actually, we'll keep this. And then, switching faceplates with Ryugen. Double. I should not have any issues with double. There we have the transformation of Ryugen double arms. I really do like how it's, again, mimicking the transformation of double Cyclone Joker, but obviously adding that Ryugen mix to it. And again, like the Wizard Lockseed with the switching of the Wizard Driver, this one has the insertion of the memories for its slicing sound. So there, obviously, we have the maximum drive. Then we have a Cyclone attack. And a Joker attack. So I really do like how, again, this is going to familiarize us with how basically they're going to format the Legend Riders. Because, you know, Wizard did, like, just straight up, like, all finishers. Double, it's a finisher, and then, like, attributes of the rider, basically. And then you will take the Musa Saber, and then we would just only do one singular mode per form. We just have the Wizard Dragon. I'm surprised out of all the toys, this thing cooperates the most easily with the Musa Saber. This one just has an explosion from, I think, Joker. Is it back in sword mode? Yeah. So yeah, overall for this half of the Lockseeds, it's pretty solid. I do like what these Lockseeds bring in. They're still pretty standard for the most part, but like, I just like that Legend Rider twist and such. And also it's just because I think, obviously at this point, this was our like very first time actually getting like this kind of caliber of a Legend Rider items, just because this, I think Gaim was the first that actually, like, you know, Gaim was the first that was like, okay, like, we're gonna try to take these elements of these riders, but like, have that Gaim twist to it, and such. I don't want to give out my full thoughts just yet because of the next review, but like, just talking about this set in particular, I think it's neat. Like, I actually genuinely do like the pairings, especially because I think I think first of all, they probably only paired these two together because, you know, Gaim and Ryugen often were together in the first quarter of the show, and also just because both of these start with W. And plus, you know, they contrast each other really well. We got red, and then like green and purple and such. Like these Lockseeds are pretty good overall, and I think sound wise, I'll probably say Double is my favorite. Also appearance wise, but I kind of actually started appreciating Wizards just a bit, sound wise. Just again, I think again, just because this is our first array within like these Legend Rider items that were actually that basically started the Legend Rider craze. Obviously, these colors are not what we're used to today, because like, you know, we typically don't have Wizard in fully red, and Double they just flip flop every once in a while. But yeah, I think I got this set in particular for, I think I did get this one for $10 or so, or like at least 15. Like obviously you're gonna have to pay more for this just because it is 2 Lockseeds, but I definitely think it's worth it if you can find it boxed and with the batteries and such. But yeah, that had to do with it. That had to do with this review this Rider. I'll leave people.